The most advanced surveillance system ever designed didn't use glass lenses, satellites, or digital sensors. It was a biological receptor buried in the geometric center of the human brain. In File 04, we decoded the hunger of the fallen, the desperate search for liquid life to sustain a failing hybrid biology. But once the blood is stabilized, the system requires a new update: perception. We have been taught that we see the world through two eyes. In the lens of Bio-Mythology, those are merely survival sensors, designed to navigate the 3D loop. To see the word, the architecture of the divine, you need the Horus Lens. For thousands of years, the Eye of Horus was dismissed as a religious icon of protection. But if you strip away the mythology and perform a sagittal dissection of the human brain, the truth is undeniable. The thalamus, the corpus callosum, and the pineal gland form a one-to-one anatomical match with the Eye of Horus. This wasn't a drawing of a god, it was a forbidden medical diagram. The ancients knew that the midbrain was the central processing unit for reality. They understood that the pineal gland isn't just a gland, it's a biological transceiver. It contains actual rod and cone cells, identical to the ones in your retinas. You don't have a third eye metaphorically, you have one physically. Inside this lens lies a secret modern science is only beginning to rediscover: piezoelectric microcrystals. These calcite crystals, suspended within the pineal gland, vibrate in response to electromagnetic frequencies. This is the perception hack. When these crystals are activated through specific breathing protocols or acoustic resonance, they transform mechanical pressure into electrical signals. The Horus lens becomes a transducer, allowing the brain to see beyond the visible spectrum. You aren't just looking at the world, you are tuning into it. The ancients used the Great Pyramid not as a tomb, but as a resonance chamber to strike these crystals, forcing a system-wide update to the human hardware. But a sensor this powerful is a threat to the empire. We are currently living in a state of sensory malware. Through the systematic use of fluoride, heavy metals, and high-frequency digital noise, the pineal gland undergoes calcification. The crystals stop vibrating. The lens becomes rusted. When your Horus lens is calcified, your perception is locked into the survival frequency. You lose the ability to see the geometric patterns of the word, leaving you susceptible to the linguistic hypnotic patterns we see in the modern world. You aren't blind, your hardware has been intentionally deactivated. Project Apotheosis requires a clean lens. The Egyptians didn't just worship the eye, they practiced a rigorous biohack. By utilizing specific alkaline minerals and avoiding the calcification triggers of the Nile's invaders, they kept their midbrain hardware in a state of high fidelity. They knew that a clear lens was the difference between being a slave to the senses and a master of reality. You carry this same hardware today. The apotheosis isn't the addition of a new power. It is the restoration of an original function. You were built to see the frequencies that others only feel as intuition. But seeing the code is only half the battle. To master the perception hack, you must understand how the environment speaks to your biology. Once the lens is clear, you will begin to hear the frequencies that have been hidden in plain sight. You will realize that the world isn't just a vision, it's a composition. And if you aren't careful, the melody will lead you right back into the loop. Subscribe to Say Mythos as we move from the vision to the sound. Prepare your hardware for the next transmission, because the most powerful surveillance system ever designed didn't use glass lenses, satellites, or digital sensors. It was a receptor buried in the center of your brain. Next, File 06, the siren frequency.